again, everyone. You're listening to the Charlie and Bird Show. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Bird. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for joining us again. As always, we got some interesting topics. We're going to just talk about everyday topics that people like you, people like us, random stuff. Although we're going to try to get some type of organization here because we did talk about some different things we wanted to talk about today. And I think the one I'm still thinking about is when we said, what was it, foods we used to eat growing up. Different foods we used to eat growing up, different programs we used to watch growing up. Yeah, stuff like that. Right. Growing up. And, you know, the interesting one was foods, different foods as a kid we ate when we were growing up. One comes to mind is sugar and rice. Sugar rice.
Well, I still eat that.
Oh, okay.
With butter. Sugar rice and butter.
Yeah.
With bacon.
You put bacon in it too?
Well, you have a side of bacon, eggs. It's kind of like the replacement for grits. If you're not a grits person, you can have rice.
Okay, that's cool. What else? We used to eat succotash, although people still eat succotash too. But I can remember growing up, it was more often. And the thing about succotash, you could pretty much just throw anything in it.
Right, that was one of my dad's favorites. Me and my brother and I, we really didn't
eat it.
Partake. Yeah, it was, kids, all those veggies. It's like
I know, but it was good veggies and corn. But you're right. I didn't like okra.
I love okra.
The slimy one, or the
yes.
fried okra.
Just okra, fried, slimy, boiled, whatever. Just in your greens.
Yeah, couldn't do that. And we were talking about, speaking of greens, is it collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, or all three of them mixed in the pot?
I think it depends on the person. I know we would do turnips and mustards.
Yeah, turnip and mustard.
We would have collards, maybe by itself, and then we would also have cabbage sprouts. That was kind of like a little tiny cabbage. It was so yummy, and it's like I can't find them.
What about turnip green? Didn't they taste a little different? Turnip, or am I thinking about the turnip?
The turnip, the little rooted vegetable.
Yeah.
That you throw in your turnip greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of bitter, but it was yummy. Also, you could put a rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
Yeah. We're going southern.
I don't think I remember rutabaga. Well, maybe I do, and I didn't like it. So.
It had a unique taste. It's in the rooted family of vegetables. It's kind of like a turnip. The texture.
It sure is.
Yeah, the color is different. It had a sweetness to it to me. Turnips were more bitter.
That's what it is. So maybe I like the turnip. I mean the rutabaga.
Right, it had a sweetness.
That's cool. And we're talking about different meats you throw in your greens, smoked meats. I particularly like the turkey neck. When you can get a good meaty one, just take that meat off that turkey neck. And what was your preference as smoked meat and greens?
Well, I will say that ham hocks have a great flavor. Sweet meat.
Sweet meat. Now wait, stop there. What is sweet meat?
I think it's kind of like pork, maybe. I mean, I don't know exactly, but they call it sweet meat.
Okay.
It has a sweetness about it, and it's yummy. It looked like kind of like a rib.
Because of the way it was prepared or smoked?
Right,
Okay.
right. Later on in life, in my adult life,
Hmm.
when everybody was trying to become healthier and stop using your pork products like salt pork and ham hocks
Salt
and
pork. We'll get
neck
back to that.
bones and whatever else we used to use to flavor our greens and beans. Um, the smoked turkey butts and the necks and the wings and the whatever
The
else they
turkey
use.
products.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. It's like turkey. It doesn't compare to
Pork.
pork. Yeah.
And so we didn't use beef at all. Huh?
I don't think we did in my household. I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
didn't
we
go
used
well,
beef.
I guess.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Right. I think greens and beans were prepared with the pork product.
Good pork. And then salt pork. That's that thick bacon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Salty. Now, did your family used to soak it first to get some of the salt out? Or not? I can remember mom soaking it because it was so salty. She would have to soak it first to get some of that salt out.
I think my grandma did because I think my grandfather had high blood pressure. It's so crazy. It's like
Hmm.
let's soak this salt out this meat, but I mean it was I don't know that did it really work, but
Mm.
yeah, I mean she would prepare some without it being soaked, and then
Hmm.
she would prepare it for my grandfather soaked.
Okay.
So
Yeah. But that was good. Man, that was a good piece of slab bacon. It was so meaty.
I think it's different. I think slab bacon and salt pork are two different things.
What's the difference?
One is bacon and one is salt pork, I think. I mean,
Salt pork. Well, both are pork
they both are pork, but
and
maybe it's the way they prepare it.
bacon. Well, that could be.
Yeah, because it had a different taste to me. It didn't taste the same.
Mm. Were you the one that used to suck on the rind of the bacon?
Yeah, I like sucking on things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Where's my... Uh-oh. I'm a little late on the button. Sorry, folks. Let's play that back. Yeah, were you the one kind who used to suck on the
Right,
rib?
right. I like sucking on things.
Okay. I'm going to get these buttons together while we got a moment while she Google the difference between salt pork and slab bacon. And I'm going to go through some of these fun buttons you're going to be hearing throughout the show. Here's one right here. You're going to hear that one a lot, I hope. Here's one right here.
Okay.
You might hear that one a lot, too.
So, the difference between salt pork and bacon is salt pork and bacon are both made from pork belly and both are salted to cure the meat.
Okay.
But bacon gets an added step and spends some time in the smokehouse where it takes on a signature bacony smoke flavor.
There you go.
So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for that reading.
Oh, calm down and read that. Stop.
Okay. So salt pork bacon. What other kind of meats or what other kind of foods did we partake in back in the day?
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
I don't know if you remember potted meat.
Potted meat. That's still around, right?
I don't
Now,
know.
wait a minute. There's potted meat, and it actually says potted meat. And then you have the little canned hot dogs. What were those called?
I don't know. We didn't buy those.
You know what I'm talking about, though,
Yeah,
right?
those little wieners.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were called. Little wieners.
Cocktail wieners.
Mhm.
Seem like, you would stick a toothpick and, yeah. Cocktail.
She said wieners.
Wieners.
Yeah, I remember seeing those in the store. Potted meat, sardines, were good.
I remember loving Spam, but Spam is still out.
Spam.
I haven't
You know
had
what?
Spam
They
in
have
such a long
recipes for Spam.
I know.
Fancy recipes.
Yeah, my son-in-law, he makes a great bean dish with Spam. He puts this little Latino twist on it, or well, he's Puerto Rican, so
Latino, okay. They kind
yeah,
of snuck that by as
yeah,
Latino.
he is
Is that a word?
Puerto Rican, so what, Blacktino?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think it would be Afro
Okay.
Latino or Afro Latin.
We'll
I
stick with
guess.
Blacktino.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he used Spam to make this tasty dish.
Really?
Yeah.
What about hash?
Oh, I haven't had hash in such a long time.
You have that with eggs normally, right?
Yeah. Yep. Hash and eggs. Nice little. I remember it being prepared after the holidays. You have this turkey left over and nobody wants it. Like, oh, we're so sick of turkey now. So, my grandmother, of course, or my mom would make hash with potatoes, turkeys, onions, green pepper.
So
salt
you
and
just
pepper.
mash it all together? That makes hash?
She would
Chop it up?
Chop it up, yeah, but kind of pre-cook the potatoes.
Oh, that's right. That's what makes it hash, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The potatoes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yummy.
Hash. What else? What am I missing here? Some of our favorite old school foods.
Oh, I remember. I don't know. I feel like in the black communities, every community had a candy store that would sell like fries in the bag.
Oh, those were good.
You can get the pickles in a jar, and then you get a peppermint stick. Yeah. Right.
That's a good one. The candy store, the candy lady. Most of the times it was the candy lady, right? It was always a heavy set woman.
I don't know. We had like on my block, it was a little restaurant. I don't want to name it, but yeah, they sell candy, and then we had like 2 candy stores.
Yeah, it was fancy. We just had somebody's house we go through. Yeah, candy lady at her house. She just sell it out of her house.
Yeah, it was like a little storefront. So
yeah. We had one in our community, and I will say the name because he's since moved on and passed away, but he was kind of cool. His name was Po Boy. P-O-B-O-Y. Po Boys, man. You going to Po Boys, man? Get me a bag of chips, man. Tell them put some hot sauce in it. We go to Po Boys and get the hot bag.
Right. I remember going there before school. Me and my friends. That would be our breakfast. Healthy. Yeah.
That's before these hot chips came out.
Yeah.
Those were the original hot chips. Bag of J's chips with some hot sauce in it.
But I have to say that the brand hot sauce that they used, it wasn't hot.
No, but it was flavorful.
It was flavorful, but it was. I mean, it had a little heat to it, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and that was a meal.
Right.
What they had? What kind of candies did they have? Banana splits, wine candy,
nut chews.
Why'd they call it wine candy?
I don't know.
Because of the grapes. Because you got green grapes, you got grapes. So maybe that's why. We thought we was doing something. Man, give me some of that wine candy.
I don't know why they called it wine candy, but now they call it Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers.
Right. So.
What else? Chico sticks.
Yep, Chico sticks. What else?
Charleston chews. The chew candies. And then people start making their own bags of chew candies.
Right. It was so many different types of candies. I mean, I remember. Was it a Butterfinger? See, I'm going. Yeah, Butterfingers. Your Hershey bars.
And back then, candy was actually a penny. Penny candy.
Yeah, they had penny candy.
Now it's what, a nickel?
Yep, a nickel for maybe, I don't know. I don't even, gosh.
At the gas station, yeah.
I don't buy candy.
Not for the kids?
I mean, you know what? I go to your grocery store and I'll pick up a bar here or a bar there, or a bag of Twizzlers, or maybe a bag of Jolly Ranchers.
Twizzlers.
Yeah, Twizzlers.
I remember Twizzlers. And we get a can of cheap pop. Wasn't even name brand pop.
Oh
This
no,
said
they were
pop.
name brand pops.
But you get it for a quarter.
I remember buying a bottle of RC for a quarter.
And that's something.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, Coke for a quarter.
So we're talking about back in the day. Foods back in the day. Snacks back in the day. And we grew up in Chicago. There were even cab service or shared ride services back in the day called the
Jitneys.
Jitneys.
Right, but it just went down King Drive.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
hey, and that was a main street in the community, man.
Right.
King Drive. You can go from one end to the other.
When did it stop? Did it go all the
When or
way?
why?
No, did it go all the
Oh,
way
I've never rode
to
it.
the loop? Or
I wanna say yeah. I think
how far south did it go?
I don't think that far. I want to say maybe 63rd South. As far no, it had to be further
Maybe
than that.
55th?
55th, I would think. Oh, 47. Wait a minute, is that going north? Okay, south makes the numbers higher. So yeah, maybe 55th
Right, I wonder.
or 63rd.
I don't know.
Because remember, the L station started at 63rd, ran down 63rd. So I can imagine people getting off at 63rd and King Drive. I don't know.
Right. I'll have to check with my mother.
Yeah, but the jitney, the old jitney with the rumper seats, rumper seats. That one rumper seat.
Mm-hmm.
I remember taking that to church on Sundays. I got the rumper seat.
Right. I remember just maybe taking it to school. Me and my girlfriend will jump in. Oh, so we know it definitely went to 31st.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's where Dunbar is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to Dunbar?
Mm-hmm.
Right over here?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Okay, what else? Back in the day, we're talking about back in the day. What we used to do back in the day. Remember back in the day when everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody, I guess myself. Let's talk about pets back in the day. What kind of pet? Dogs. I used to want a German Shepherd back in the day because I said, man, this is a police dog. People would be scared when I walk my, and I like the German Shepherd because it reminded me of a wolf.
Yeah, they are beautiful animals. We had a German Shepherd. Well, it was my cousin German Shepherd, and I kind of got attached to it, and we would walk on the lakefront.
What was the name?
His name was Pluto.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep. And it was a beautiful animal.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's funny how we treat our pets now as opposed to back then. I can remember, like I said, we had a mutt. We had mutts back then, a mixture of whatever. And thinking back, we didn't really take care of Butch well. We didn't take him to the vet. Just threw him in the backyard. Tied him to a tree. I know that's inhumane. But the weird thing, because also people start doing some strange things. They start kidnapping dogs to train their pits. So they'll kidnap a pet dog and let a pit practice on it.
This is recent, right?
No, this is about 25 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember they were stealing dogs out people's backyards.
Oh, wow, that's horrible.
Or poisoning the animals. They'll throw a piece of poison. I guess if your dog barked all night or something and kept the neighbors up,
right,
they'd poison the dog. So that's what happened to Butch.
Oh, well,
I wish I would have took better care of him.
Right. All our animals, the dogs we had, they were part of the family.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Well, you took care of them. For the most part. For the most part. But cats. We had a cat too. It's kind of easy to take care of cat.
Yeah.
For the most part, they take care of themselves. They wash themselves.
Right.
Give them a litter box.
We have a cat now, Luna. Hey, Luna.
Luna.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting name.
Yep,
what does it mean? Like lunar space?
Yeah, it's something.
NASA.
What is it? Luna. Is that sun in Spanish or is that moon in
Oh,
Spanish? It's,
okay.
yeah, Luna.
Luna, this commercial. Luna. Huh.
And she is pretty self-sufficient. She one of those animals that I wake up every day at 5 o'clock, so Luna knows my schedule. So every day at 5 o'clock, Luna is at my door, my bedroom door, scratching the door, meowing like, "Get up! It's 5 o'clock." So I'll get up, I'll open the door, and she'll sit there, or she'll walk in and she'll look at me like, "Rub me. My God, it's been all night. No one's touched me. Rub me, Marion."
What, this is the cat?
Yeah.
That's a fat cat, ain't it? All right. Excuse my dark humor.
But yeah, getting back to the animal, the cat.
All right, you know what? I had to set that up. I've been thinking about it for the last 2 minutes. How I'm gonna work this in.
Right. But yeah, cats are self-sufficient. All you have to do is feed them, make sure they have water, clean kitty litter container. And usually, like I said, when they want to be bothered with you, they'll walk to you and they'll let you know. Versus a dog is, dogs are very loving and
like small children.
Right. Like,
pick me up.
Pick me up. Take me for a walk. Let's play.
I love you.
Right.
I love you. I'm so happy to see you.
Right. That's a dog. And a cat is like, hi. All right.
Oh, it's you again.
It's you. Do you have my food and water ready?
Feed me.
Okay. Pat me. All right. That's enough. I'm done. I'm going to take a nap now. I need my beauty rest. That's a cat.
I tell you, if you ever lonely and need a friend, get a dog.
Yeah, dogs are...
Talk about unconditional love.
Yeah.
That's what a dog is.
True.
We had a cat. We call him Garfield because he was gold. I think a majority of the cats are gold color. But we call him Garfield. There's probably a lot of cats out there named Garfield because of that. But it used to tickle me. I used to tease the hell out this cat because I would buy catnip and watch it lose his freaking mind. Like, there's something in catnip that drives cats crazy.
Yeah, I think that's it's like a drug to them or something.
It's crack.
Right. Crack for your cat.
Man, you want to occupy and Or
I wonder what would happen if you smoke it.
No, don't put no ideas out there. Unless you a cat.
But people smoke pot. I mean, it's this potpourri, that was out. I can't think of the name
people
of it.
People were smoking it?
People were using it. Yeah, it was potpourri. It was, oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of this. They called it something, but it was a potpourri that was, people were smoking
like
it.
basil?
It was in Florida or something. Some man smoked it and he got naked, ran out.
Okay, so it's not a good high.
No, it's,
because of the chemicals in it that makes it potpourri. Could have backfired. I don't know. But people try to get high for everything. Back in the day, I think the drug of choice was obviously weed. I think heroin, cocaine. That was the disco drug, cocaine. And, so everybody had. And people partied more, I think, back in the day. Everybody was clubbing.
Yeah, that's true. It was
going to the club.
That was the era.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you looking up?
Potpourri, a synthetic cannabinoid. Cannabinoid.
It's in the cannabis family.
Yeah, synthetic marijuana called K2 or spice. It's often sold legal at stores, and people would go and buy it and then smoke it. And it was a horrible drug.
It was horrible.
Right. Marijuana is not a bad drug. Let me they always say it's the gateway drug. And I don't necessarily
it's when people
believe
start
that.
Mixing it with stuff like embalming fluid and angel dust.
Right. I'm like, come on now. Marijuana is getting a bad rap. It's not that I smoke it. and enjoy it,
Of course not.
but it's not as bad.
That's what Google say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Google.
Oh, doctors warned against legal drugs. Potpourri. Okay, that's enough of that already.
Yeah, I'll put that away. All right, so we talked about foods, we talked about pets. What kind of games did we grow up playing? One comes to mind. Remember, was it Twister?
Like board games?
No, any type of family games. Twister is when you touch different colors, put your hand here, put your foot
spin
here.
the spinner, and it tells you.
That was a fun game.
Right.
You ever played Nude Twister?
Not with the family, no. Yeah.
Okay. Of course not. But Twister was a good old school game. What else?
I guess when I think of old school games, I think of Double Dutch and Red Light, Green Light, Captain May I, and what is it?
Chinese with the rubber bands. What was that called?
I remember doing that.
Chinese
jump rope, I think. Yeah.
Hopscotch.
Right.
Tag. Hide and seek.
Yes, those games.
Dodgeball.
Right. But board games, I remember Monopoly. I hate Monopoly.
I could never figure it out.
I could never finish it.
You would have to
study it. It was one of those games, it goes on and on forever. It's like, okay, enough of this.
I know.
I'm done.
There were professional, tournaments.
Was it for Monopoly?
Yeah, people had their own pieces they would come to play. It got serious. But Monopoly was good. What was another one?
Operation. Right, Operation. Kaplunk. You know what? We have a few of those games because they came back out. Yeah. They revised them and a new edition.
Yeah. What was the one? Maybe that was it.
Kaplunk?
Simon.
Oh yeah. We haven't. They came out with a new edition.
A new Simon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun game. Yeah. Test your memory.
Oh, what was that one? It wasn't called memory. Concentration.
Right, I remember. I don't remember ever playing it.
Yeah.
But there was board games, cards. I remember playing Pity Pat.
Yeah. What else? Pity Pack. Fish. Go Fish.
Yeah. Me and my cousin and my mother, we would play it, and we would play for pennies, and I was such a sore loser. Oh my goodness, they hate playing with me because every time I lost, I cried.
Every time?
Every time.
You must have lost a lot.
Yes, and my cousin was cheating.
Oh no.
He was a cheater. Yes.
Oh well. You know what game? As we got older, I kind of wish I did know how to play cards. Hey, who playing bid? Who gonna play that bid with? Cause that to me was a bragging game if you did well. But I never took the time to learn it. But
what's that other game? Spades. Right. I would go to a party and, I didn't know not a damn thing about spades, and I would walk by the table and somebody like, Mary, check these cards out. I'm like, oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you got a good hand. Play that.
Right. Didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Was that a royal flush?
Yeah,
That was funny. Just like going to, card parties, you went just for the party of it, because especially, what are some of the things you used to do just because it was a party, not necessarily because you can play? I remember pool parties. I couldn't swim, but I'd go to a pool party because it was a party.
Right. That's one thing I did not go to because I probably had a relaxed hairstyle or something.
Of course. Let's talk about that.
I don't want to get wet. No. So
let's visit that. Women in their perms. Ooh, I can remember How did you protect your perm while sleeping?
Uh,
The head up.
You know what? I slept on my hands, my arms.
That was so funny to me.
Yeah, or I would sleep with my head like laying on the edge of the bed.
That's funny.
But then, fortunately, I learned how to do my own hair.
So you could
So if I kind of
wrap
messed
it
it
up
up a
real
little
tight.
bit, yeah, I can like bump it, comb it, make it look fresh.
That was so funny. Don't touch my hair.
Right, yeah. And you pay so much for
Yeah,
it. Like the
yeah.
last thing I want you to do is
Ain't no fingers through this.
Right, ain't no sex.
Right,
at
ain't
least
sweating
for
this
a
out.
week or so, until.
That was crazy.
Right.
And then before people told me what it meant, I used to see women walking around patting their head. Why is she smacking her head like that? She just patting her head. What the hell? What's going on?
Well, yeah, I mean.
And why do women? Because I still see it today, pat their head?
You don't want to irritate your scalp, especially
So their
if
head
you're going
be itching.
to. Yeah.
And they can't scratch.
I mean, you can scratch it. Just make sure you're not you're on your way to the shop to get a touch up or anything like that, because the product burns if your scalp is irritated.
So instead of scratching, you do the pat. Is that the same as a scratch? The pat?
It helps. Yeah,
okay.
It helped.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I mean, you learn that quick. It's like, oh my goodness, why is this relaxer burning? Were you scratching your head?
Mm-hmm. It's time, ain't it, girl? It's time. Yeah. It's funny. So yeah, we talked about hairstyles. Well, we didn't really talk about hairstyles. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, growing up, guys kind of wore fros, or they wore perms.
Yeah, I knew some
finger
guys.
waves. Remember finger waves? Oh my God.
I knew this guy. His hair was always so beautiful. I was so
His mama was a
envious.
beautician, or his sister?
No, he would go to the shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was a bag boy.
He would go to the shop. Okay.
Okay. All right. What else? We talked about foods. Oh, let's talk about furniture. Old school furniture growing up, especially at your grandparents' house.
Oh yeah, that plastic.
That
plastic.
Unforgivable plastic.
Right.
Couch plastic, chair plastic.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. But my grandmother, we didn't have plastic on our couch and our chairs.
How'd you keep it clean? Just didn't go in there, huh?
Yeah.
Don't go in that room.
Right.
Do not go on that white carpet, on that white furniture.
Right. So.
Can we look at it? That's it. Just look in there and keep going. Keep moving. It was like a museum.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's the white room. No one's allowed in there, or you'll die.
But I remember the couch was it was a green color.
Kind of fancy, kind of French design.
No, it was contemporary.
Just that green. Was it boxy?
It was boxy green. Yeah. The matching, it wasn't like a set. Everything had its own originality. So they were all the same color, but yeah.
Let's talk about the TV console, the floor TV. What, the floor version? Floor console.
Okay.
They were humongous.
Right. We didn't have one.
It was furniture though. Okay. Then it went from that to the projection TVs. Remember those with the three colors, red, blue, and green? I want to say. Those were fancy. They were big. Mm-hmm. It was like a small movie screen. But people with money got the projection screen.
I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah, you could see the colors, red, blue, and green.
Okay.
For color separation.
I remember our first color TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like maybe in the 60s, and it was pretty big. It's set on top of. We had this radio. I mean, it's a very old radio. Man, I wish I had that. It's probably worth some money. My God. And it was pretty heavy and large, and we were like in awe, like, oh, it's pretty. Look at the colors. Oh, Charlie Brown is. Oh,
And
it's
did it have a remote?
No, you have to.
So you were still a remote control.
Right.
The kids.
Right. Yeah. Go
Turn the
that
channel too.
Right. Go turn that channel.
No. And when the antenna broke,
Oh yeah, you would get the clothes hanger.
clothes hanging stay right in there.
It worked perfectly. It was like, yeah.
That's interesting, from black and white to color. And then at midnight, right, on TV.
Yeah.
What came on your TV at midnight?
The little.
Was it the Indian or the Target?
It was the Target. It depends on what channel too.
Mm.
Yeah, I think every channel, because I remember like
The
the
color
colors.
spectrums.
Yeah.
Would come on. Yeah. I remember seeing the Indian chief head. You know, and even telephones back in the day. We still had the wall models.
Yep, it was the wall models, and I remember that cord could stretch from the kitchen to the.
Don't get that joker tangled
right,
though.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-mm.
And it was like the sturdiest piece of equipment. I mean, the phone could fall. You could hit someone with it and
On the head.
knock them out, but the phone stayed in one piece.
It did. That was some
and
durable
you were
plastic.
still able to use it.
And then the push buttons after the rotary. They had push
Right.
buttons. Oh, fancy.
Right. Oh, you're so fancy. You got the push button.
And then, because phone numbers, we talked about this, started with letters. And I remember mine was Butterfield 86189, BU 86189, which is actually 288-6189.
Right. And ours was Drexel. It was DR30176 Drexel. Yeah.
It's interesting how we still remember those numbers, but we had to, especially when you're young. What's your phone number, son? Butterfield 86189. Okay, I'm about to call your mother. You up there clowning again. Don't call my mama. Call my daddy. But that was it. And then, as phones progressed, we had the portable phones, no cords. And how many people tried to take that house phone outside to make it seem like they had a cellular phone?
Oh, wow.
And it died after you got out a few feet.
Right. But the cell phones, I remember seeing it for the very first time. It was humongous. It was like a carrier.
Yeah.
You put it over your shoulder.
The bag phone.
Right. I'm like, my God, what is that?
At the time, it was cool. You wanted one.
Right.
You wanted one of them bag phones. Put it in your car. You thought you was doing something. Because it replaced the beeper.
Right. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the beeper. Everybody looked important. Yeah, I got about 2-3 beepers, man. This beepers for this beeper for, man, you ain't no doctor. And that one don't even work.
Right.
Perpetrating.
I know. I guess because they got rid of all the public phones.
The telephone booths.
Yeah.
Those came in handy too. Them telephone. Ooh, remember late at night you need to call a cab or a taxi or home.
Right.
Find a telephone. Well, one that was working.
Right. Yeah. Because they were hard to find. Well, it really depending on what area you were in.
Yeah.
You know, if you were in one of those kind of shady areas, the phones were suspect.
And it smelled like urine.
Right. Oh, wow. And I must say this is so crazy. Growing up, the guys in my neighborhood, a couple of them.
Who shall remain nameless.
Yeah. They would take like a diaper full of poop.
Oh, no.
And they would smear it all over.
For fun?
For fun, yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That were the times we grew up in. We did that for fun. Who did that for fun? I don't know. Anyway, teach their own.
I know. It's crazy.
All right, so telephones, furniture, games, foods. Let's see. What else? What else? What else?
I think that's it.
That's a good, healthy list.
Right. What
It,
else?
it seemed like there was one more thing. We said, let's talk about this. We did the food, the clothes, the platform shoes for men at Flag Brothers, or what was the other one? Flag Brothers and, oh my goodness, Flag Brothers, and there was one more men's shoe store
Okay.
that we used to, gosh darn it, and get choppers. These were different type of shoes called choppers, but they were platform.
What do I mean, I remember as a kid, it was this shoe store around the house. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of it. Oh wow! But then I remember going to Kenny's shoe store, and then the older I got, I mean, it was going downtown, and it has so many different shoe stores. I mean, I remember one by the name of Baker's, and then it was a few other shoe stores, and so yeah.
Gym shoes were Converse. You had to get a pair of Converse.
Yeah,
Those,
every color.
thinking back, because I got a pair of Converse now. They probably make them different, but if you got flat feet, them Converse,
for you.
they had no cushion. It makes me wonder, because that used to be the gym shoe of choice for basketball players. How did they run and walk around in these Converse with no? Well, maybe theirs were made different. I doubt it. But it's like walking on the ground. But they were very fashionable. I think I had a gold pair, had a red pair, and a blue pair. You had to get the matching sweat socks that they fold down over the top of them. What colors Converse did you have, if you remember?
I think I had a blue pair and an orange pair.
Ooh, the orange.
Yep, worn with tube socks.
Yeah.
Yep. And we didn't fold our socks down because the color at the top of the
You wanted
tube
that to
sock,
be seen.
It probably matched the gym shoe,
Okay.
So,
Okay, fancy.
Yeah. So, Converses were the it gym shoes.
Converse, and I think they were no, as far as gym shoes, yeah. But we were talking about penny loafers, and I used to put the penny.
Right, the penny loafer, and then I remember the boat shoe. That was
The
when I
boat
became
shoe.
a
That's
teenager.
fancy.
Yeah, a boat shoe.
Like Catholic,
like a moccasin.
Catholic girls wore those with the plaited skirts.
Mm-hmm. Some of those skirts were super tiny.
Oh man, they altered them themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, like, God, ain't no way your mama would have let you out the house with that skirt that short and that tight, unless you had a second pair you change into before you went
Right,
home.
I think a lot of people did that.
Really?
Changed, yeah.
Yeah.
They wore one thing out the house and then maybe went to a friend's house and changed.
Got changed.
Or, maybe found a little abandoned area or something and changed. Yeah.
Shoot, don't let your mama have to come up to the school for you. What you wearing that? Where you get that?
I didn't buy that.
I know. You think kids still do that with clothes? Switch up?
I do. A young lady was caught at my job in our dumpster area changing. Yeah, one of the custodians.
Changing clothes?
Changing clothes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the custodian was like, "Oh, you can't change here, young lady." So fortunately, she was finished before he,
That's great.
Yeah, but our dumpster at one time last year, because the center where I work is directly across the street from a high school.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, a high school.
Directly?
Yeah, right across the
Wow,
street.
how convenient.
And the dumpster area has been a motel for these kids. One custodian caught a pair out there, and he was like, young lady, he was talking to both of them, but
It was so let's get this straight. There was a young man and a young lady. Well, we'll call them boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the dumpster area.
Yeah, having sex.
Oh my God.
Right. And so one custodian, he was he caught. We have 3 custodians. One custodian caught a pair, and he was like, don't do that here. And then he told me about it. He was like, well, they're kids. They need to do it somewhere. I'm
my God.
And then the other custodian was like preaching to the kids, like, what if someone got pregnant? And telling a young lady, you let him disrespect you by having sex in a dumpster. That's telling you how he really feel about you.
Good point.
Yeah.
I got to give him this. That's for that man. That's for that talking to.
Right.
The other guy gets.
Yeah.
And the third one, you said it was 3.
Yeah. Well, the third one, I don't remember. I don't know what he did.
So his was more like.
Yeah, I guess, because he just mentioned it when one of the custodians was telling me about it, and he just said, oh yeah, I caught somebody, and that was it. Okay. So.
Wow, interesting. What kids do now? Well, it can't be much different than what we were doing when we were growing up. We'll find a way.
Right. But then I guess my thing was I felt that maybe we should have, maybe the CEO or something should have wrote a letter to the principal to let the kids know not to come to the dumpster area to do that. That's trespassing, and our center is regarding sexual abuse, and so that seemed kind of,
Couldn't they just put a lock on it?
What? I don't know. I guess they could, but then I guess I don't know. I don't know what time it must be a reason why it doesn't have a lock.
Because I'm thinking custodian, that's where the dumpsters, that's where you dump out the garbage. Usually it's the engineers who have a pocket full of keys anyway.
Right.
You could have put a lock on it.
Right.
Because they're the only ones using it.
Right, but then I guess maybe it can become a little tedious. I mean, it's cold and you're trying to open it. And
let's see.
I don't know. Or you could just...
Teenage pregnancy or inconvenience.
Well, we don't have anything to do with teenage pregnancy.
But if we can prevent it in any kind of way. But it's just a thought. It's just me.
Right.
Thinking out, because if I'm a custodian, I ain't gonna be responsible. That's up to their parents.
Right. But I think the last person who caught one was telling them that they were gonna let the school know that it was happening. And
yeah, did that stop it? How'd that work?
It did.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, we haven't caught.
So see there.
No one's been caught.
Good. Unless they're getting paid off. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure they're not. Good. Let me see what else. Talked about children. Let's talk about grandparents and parents as they get older. You had a funny story earlier you saw on TikTok about when which one was it? The one where she was taken to a restaurant.
Right.
Tell that story if you don't mind.
Oh, well, I was watching this TikTok. It's so addictive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It was
social media.
Yeah. It was a mom that was an older mom, I guess, taken to a restaurant, and her kids are taking her to a restaurant, and she was just complaining. She was like, "Where's the waitress? We've been sitting here for a long time. Ooh, look at this menu. Ooh, look at these prices. Oh my God, I bet my chicken fried steak tastes better than this." And she was just going on and on and on and on, and it made me think, like, man, do I do my kid like that? Because sometimes I have the tendency to be long-winded, and I have to like stop myself, like, oh, stop, Miriam, stop, you're being long-winded. And
they just ask, how's the weather?
Right. And well, it's partly cloudy. My hip hurt. It must gonna
Mhm.
rain, I think. Oh my God, what we gonna have for dinner? I don't know. Where you going, girl? I'm not finished talking to you. How was work? Just on and on and on. So I think it comes with age. I think you become very long-winded with age, and I think we all go through that. It's evolving. I mean, we
Mhm.
change. I mean, you don't stay. We change.
I think men and women are different as we get older. I think with men, even myself now that I'm yeah, I'm gonna say it, senior citizen. Uh, you know, didn't think I'd ever say that, but it's okay. It's okay to be senior citizen if you feel good. It's all about how you feel, and I feel great. But I think the difference with older guys, we give advice too. I mean, we give the long version, and we become Mr. Know It All. We become like, when I was growing up, or when I was your age, we used to walk 10 miles to school and back
Hmm.
and carry water for the family. We exaggerate a little bit, but we always got a lesson in our story because we become teachers. I think we become wise teachers as we get older.
Right. I think a person who I work with,
Who shall remain
who's
nameless.
yeah, I name no one, but he says something about a old man, not an old man, a mature man is for counsel, and a young man is for vision.
Interesting.
So
That's deep.
yeah, and I think that's what happened. I mean, I think when a man mature, he becomes wiser, and he's probably talking about his life experiences,
Mm.
and so he's for counsel. The young men, they're new, I guess. They're for vision, What if we can do this? I don't know,
I
but
could see that.
yeah.
When I have four sons, and nowadays I always find myself saying things like, see, because what you doing, I done 10 times and better. So I know what I'm talking about. And you find yourself giving them comparisons. Okay, well, you're doing it all wrong, son. If you're going to do it this way. Because you become the expert now because you live longer. But as the case with any young person, they're going to do what they're going to do. And to me, the best teacher is life. Sometimes you got to let people go through it to learn from themselves. I mean, I'm sure there are things my dad told me, don't do this because this was going to happen because it happened to me. But I do it anyway and find out for myself. I'm like, damn, he was right again. So I think that's the evolution of people.
Right. Experience is the best teacher.
It
As you say,
is.
sometimes you have to go through.
You ever been hard hit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still.
Right, right, right. But it's kind of hard to be hard headed 50 something. But
I was telling somebody this. Well, it's probably my youngest son. And he was trying to make a decision about something, and that may have consequences, good or bad. But sometimes you don't know until you do it. I said, well, you know what? You're young enough to make young mistakes. As you get older, you can't make those young mistakes. And he said, what does that mean? I said, to me, if I was going to make a mistake or a choice that may have consequences, I got to think, am I going to have time to recover if this is the wrong choice? Where if you're a young person, you make a bad decision or choice, you have some time to recover from it.
right, and I guess it really depends on what that choice is.
Hmm.
I mean, as long as it's not going to land you in jail for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
it's about what the choice is,
But
and hopefully make good choices.
usually it's money decisions. Okay, can I eventually recoup this if I lose? You know, I'm gonna make this investment, man. Yeah, you're young enough to make that money back if you lost. But as you get older, your recouping days are very slim.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, yeah, it depends on what type of money you're investing. Also, you have to, yeah, be wise though. I mean, and I guess it's good that your sons they do come to you for advice.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
that they have that person that
not
they
that
can
they
come
always
to.
take it.
I mean, right, but it's good to have a second opinion.
Yeah, but they know when they ask me a question, I'm gonna give my version. But I'll never tell them what to do. I'll tell them how I would do it.
Oh, I tell my kid what to do.
Okay.
I'm like, I know you're 34 with a husband and 3 kids,
Still my kid.
but you do this because I said so.
Mm-hmm.
And of course she doesn't.
Of course, but she learned, through life lessons.
Right.
That's how that works. Life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's coming up on the hour, and this was a good one. This is like it's about almost an hour's worth of back in the day, and I think it was a good conversation. What you think? What say you?
What say I? Yeah, it was interesting, and hopefully next week maybe we'll have
More topics.
Yeah, maybe I'll be prepared.
Prepared? You were prepared here.
You
I mean,
think
we
so?
we
I
went
don't
with
know.
the flow.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I find myself at a loss for words.
But you
and
know
I'm
what?
like,
That's what's so unique about this show, and I think people relate to is it's not scripted, and we're just having a conversation that I think people have in their households or on the phone right now. The same kind of conversations. That's all we're doing. Just giving people things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
The conversations we don't have like we used to have. I don't think people talk anymore as much. Everything is texting now.
Oh, I can't stand texting. I'm like, that's one of my pet peeves. Yeah. I mean, I'll text you and answer like yes, no. I might text a little, but I prefer to verbalize. I prefer to talk to you. Like, this is what I need. This is what I want. Do it.
I agree. A lot is lost in translation when you text because you don't really know what a person is feeling when they text.
And then it's like people have lost the art of conversation. I mean, like I said, I work at a center, and I remember back in the day, when there might be a group of people sitting around at the doctor office, because we do sit, we have an area where our clients sit, and now everybody is on their phone. I mean, back in the day,
heads down.
Yeah, back in the
and
day,
they're not praying.
We would talk, just simple things, maybe about the inflation or kids or whatever, but no one really talks anymore. Everybody has their head in the phone, so I feel like people have lost the art of conversation. And then also this is another topic, online dating.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time because I also want to talk about when you at a restaurant you see people on their phones. Both people, heads down, at dinner, even if it is a family, even a kid, heads down. And, I think a lot is lost now, the human touch. Even at dinner, everybody's in their own corner. People don't have family dinners anymore where everyone comes together and talk about their day. But we'll talk about that next time. Right? And so, I don't know. Here's an idea.
Hey, we're going to talk about it next time.
No. About a title for the show. No texting, just talking.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That is so.
Yeah. That's
kind of catchy, right?
Kind of catchy, yeah. I think I'm going to use it at home today.
Yeah, no texting, just talking.
Right.
Okay. Maybe that'll be the name of our show. I don't know. We'll see. We're still trying to decide on the name. Right now it says Charlie and Birdie. Can't hear you, babe. Speak up. Or, I don't know.
Or Marion.
Yeah. Oh, why did I say that? I'm sorry. I got to use your government name. Y'all didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah.
What would you prefer to be called?
Oh, you know what? It really doesn't matter. Bird is fine. Marion is fine. I'm very versatile. So
Okay. And I'm
yeah.
Charles, Charlie,
Just don't
Chuck.
call me late for dinner.
Wait a minute, we got something
Where
for
is
that.
it?
Huh? Oops. Well, that too. That one and there
Yeah,
we go.
that's the one I'm looking for.
Okay, don't go crazy. Because you'll get me on this one. That's my favorite one. All right. Now she's playing with the buttons. Okay. Anyway, that's wrapping up our hour. And thanks again, guys, for listening.
Have a good weekend.
And keep that on, or you're gonna get feedback. I'll let you know when it's time to, because we gotta sign off with the song. I mean, with the tune, with the theme music. So this is Charlie
and Marion.
Until next time, stay safe, all right, and pray.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. And thank you.